At this time, I would like all non-participants in tonight's activity to please take your seats so we can begin our ceremony. I would also remind you that as printed in the bottom order of the events page, the audience is asked to please remain seated during the processional and recessional so that all can view the graduates as they enter and exit. We are also asking for your assistance in keeping tonight's ceremony orderly and respectful by asking the audience to refrain from using noisemakers and turning off cell phones or other communication devices. There will also be opportunities available after the recessional for pictures in our designated gathering area to the north outside of the Family Life Center. So thank you for being considerate to those here tonight by keeping the aisles clear during the ceremony. We appreciate your cooperation in all of these areas. Good evening. I am Mr. Melton, the high school principal. I would like to welcome you to Bethany High School's graduation commencement honoring the class of 2021. On behalf of tonight's graduates, I thank you for attending the ceremony. In the audience, we have parents, relatives, friends, educators, and other acquaintances that have all invested time and money to help these young men and women reach this important time of their lives. Tonight, that investment becomes a reality. So not only should the graduates be proud of their accomplishments, but you should also be proud because your support has helped them reach this milestone. These graduates have overcome a pandemic, ice storms, power outages, distance learning, AB scheduling, record snowfall, historic freezing temperatures, and broken pipes. I'm extremely proud of the class of 2021. Before we go any further in the program, I would like to recognize our honor guards. These 4 students, the top juniors by their 5-semester cumulative grade point average, when I call your name, if you would please stand and remain standing so we may recognize you for your outstanding achievement. Please hold your applause until all 4 have been recognized. Our first honor guard could not be here this evening, but it's Caleb Abrego. Then we have Maxfield Brody, Kenna Klein, and Lily Fuller. Next, I want to introduce our stage guests. If you would please stand when I call your name and remain standing until all have been introduced. Please hold your applause until all 11 have been introduced. The first 4 guests are administrators at each of the 3 sites at Bethany Public Schools. Because of their leadership, students enter and exit Bethany High School with an excellent educational experience. To show their support for you, they have come tonight in your honor. Mr. Jim Drummond, High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Trey Keppel, Middle School Principal, Mr. Ruben Bellows, Elementary School Principal, and Dr. Matthew Flinton, Chief Operating Officer. Our next guest has been instrumental in making sure these graduates stayed on the course of fulfilling their graduation requirements and providing them with direction for future choices. Bethany High School Counselor, Ms. Jackie Melton. Our next stage guest is Mr. Drew Eichelberger, Superintendent of Bethany Public Schools. The remaining 5 guests represent Bethany Public Schools School Board of Education. Ms. Angela Palmer, President, Ms. Courtney Marquez, Vice President, Ms. Heather Miller, Clerk, Mr. Les Pettit, Deputy Clerk, and Mr. Kent Walstead, Member. Please join me in recognizing our stage guests. I would now like for our faculty to please stand. Students, your teachers are very proud of your accomplishments, and they wanted to be here tonight to congratulate you and to represent all the teachers you've had over the years. They have invested their lives doing a very difficult job, and they are thrilled to see you here tonight. Thank you, teachers. I would also like to recognize 3 very special teachers dedicated to these graduates and their senior year activities. If they would please stand. Senior class sponsors, Ms. Lisa Tackett, Mr. Adam Forrester, and Mr. John Arthur. At this time, I would like Addison Ray, our senior class vice president, to come forward and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the flag salute. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Addie. At this time, Senior Class President Brandon Kuntz will come and address the class of 2021, followed by the Bethany High School Mixed Ensemble performing the Old Irish Blessing.
Thank you for that. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate the class of 2021. We greatly appreciate your help and support tonight as we graduate from this great school. In attendance tonight, we have parents, siblings, grandparents, friends, extended family, hardworking high school graduates, and Peyton Tolley. Thank you to all friends and family who have played a part in making these graduates into the people that they are today. And thank you for being here to support the class of 2021. I have a few more thank yous to say before I begin. I also need to realize that I'm short. Thank you to our administrators and school board members for their continued help and support. Thank you to all of our teachers who have pushed us to be the best we can be during our time at Bethany. Thank you to the greatest duo in high school office history, Mr. and Mrs. Melton, one of whom is so kind, so funny, and so helpful, and the other is Mr. Melton. I want to thank Ms. Piper and Ms. Janice for always being the friendly faces that students see when they enter the office. I also want to thank all of our parents and mentors for helping guide us to this point, because we wouldn't be where we are today without them. It's been a very long and wild journey, but here we are at the end of our high school careers. Some of us never thought this day would come. Some of us claim to have been experiencing senioritis since freshman year. Personally, I have eczema, so I've been itching to graduate for years. Despite the challenges and obstacles along the way, here we are, and we've made it to the end of our high school journey. There is no doubt that this has been an unprecedented year to graduate, but the class of 2021 is unprecedented in so many ways. In the class of 2019, there were 51 students in the 14-year club. In 2020, there were 55. And in the class of 2021, we have 64 students who have been going to Bethany since pre-K. This is the largest 14-year club that Bethany has ever had, and also the largest graduating class in Bethany history. The class of 2021 is a historic class. We have endured many difficult circumstances, and we are better because of it. These memories that we have together will last a lifetime. I will miss the days of elementary roundup, field trips to the zoo, pinball games, beach day, and Camp Klassen. I will miss the chaos of pep assemblies, Friday night football games, and off-campus lunch. I hope that you have had similar experiences and great memories through this journey at Bethany over the years as well. Don't stop there, but as you move on from here, make brand new memories and have great new experiences in whatever you do. I encourage you all to have a passion and enthusiasm for whatever you do in life. Whether you aspire to be a doctor, a nurse, a manager, a professional baseball player, or a semi-professional card magician, I encourage you to test the limits and be the best at whatever you do. With the spring of our junior year being cut short, we learned what it is like to experience the unprecedented. Through all of the challenges and difficulties in our paths, we have learned to never take anything for granted. Because of this, we have also learned a valuable lesson in how to make the most of every situation. I encourage you to enjoy the small things in life and make the most of every day. Even in the difficult tasks or the boring days, always look for the positive in your situation. It can make such a difference. In whatever you do, push yourself, work hard, and take risks. As Babe Ruth put it, don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. If you want to join soccer your senior year, then go for it. If you want to chase your dream job, then go for it. If you want to have success, don't be afraid to strike out. One crucial lesson I learned at Bethany is to never underestimate your influence on others. You never know what kind of an impact you can make on someone else. And you never know who may be watching you and watching what you are doing and following your example. I encourage you to go on from here and make an impact in the world. Try new things, get out of your comfort zones, and always put your all into everything you do. Work your hardest at whatever you want to accomplish, and remember, as Wayne Gretzky and Michael Scott once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So take advantage of every opportunity and be prepared to miss often if you want to succeed. Well, here we are, just moments away from graduating, moments away from starting a brand new chapter of our lives, and just moments away from brand new adventures on the other side of high school. And whatever you do, remember that you are bright. There is nothing you cannot do. Refuse to let others predict what you may become, and if you want to succeed, the first step must truly be your own. It will not be easy, but as Miss Pace would say, the things that come easily won't last long, and the things that last long won't come easily. Work hard, be involved, be kind, and be yourself. Go on from here and make a difference in the world for the better. To the class of 2021, it has been an honor, and I will miss each and every one of you. Thank you for the unforgettable memories, and I wish you the best of luck in whatever you pursue from here on. And remember, wherever you go, or however much time passes, it's always a great day to be a Bronco. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming to celebrate the significant milestone of the members of the Bethany High School class of 2021. Charles Dickens famously said, he wrote in his novel, A Tale of Two Cities, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." Dickens, of course, was talking about the period surrounding the French Revolutionary War. I think these words are relevant to our past 14 months. There have been highs and lows. Working from home had some benefits. Some people were able to spend priceless quality time with family members. The stress of changing school, work schedules, worrying about loved ones, and the unknown was unpleasant for us all. Tough times challenge us to step up and be there for each other. Our teachers worked harder than they've ever been asked to work. They essentially did two jobs for the price of one. They were an in-person teacher and a virtual teacher. Seniors, guests, please join me in showing our teachers and staff your appreciation for their hard work and dedication. I say it often, and I'll say it again tonight. You could not have a great school district without great teachers, and we have a great school district. Many others stepped up to the challenges we all faced. Our parents, grandparents, and caregivers responded to the call. They tutored and taught their children during virtual school, and many of them fulfilled obligations of their own full-time jobs while doing so. This is on top of the daily routines of just being a parent. We owe our parents, grandparents, and caregivers a great debt of gratitude. Seniors, teachers, guests, please join me in showing the appreciation for teachers, for the parents, for a job well done. But those I'm most proud of are our students. Our students faced a challenge not faced by students for over a century. A pandemic caused students to miss events they may never have a chance to experience again. Yes, I am most proud of our kids. They are simply amazing. Seniors, you did it. You made it through a senior year that few, if any, have ever experienced. The year has been difficult. You handled it with perseverance and grit. You learned to navigate adversity. This is a lesson that will serve you well the rest of your life. In that time, it's been said that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Seniors, you're very strong. Be proud of everything you've accomplished, not only this year, but throughout all the years you've been in Bethany Public Schools. If you remember nothing else I say tonight, and you won't, remember this: never give up. Grit and sheer determination to succeed will win more battles than it will lose. We wish the best for the class of 2021. Enjoy this graduation celebration. Take some time to enjoy family and friends, and then go out and change the world. This evening, our commencement address will be given by two loved and respected Bethany High School teachers. The first is Dana Christofferson. Being a preacher's kid, Dana grew up in a variety of places, but she got to Oklahoma as fast as she could. After receiving a Bachelor of Arts in History in 1999 and a Master's in English Education in 2000 from Southern Nazarene University, she began teaching at Bethany High School in January of 2001. In the past 20 years, Dana has taught all levels of high school English and 2 levels of history, sewn costumes for the all-school musical, been a junior class sponsor, and a yearbook advisor. She loves being part of the community and can't imagine being anywhere else. Following Ms. Christofferson will be Ms. Tackett. Lisa Tackett grew up on a peanut farm in Oney, Oklahoma. She received her Bachelor's of Science in Mathematics Education from Southwestern Oklahoma State University and took a teaching job and coaching in Kingston, Oklahoma. 2 years later, Jay Griffiths hired Lisa to teach and coach at Bethany High School. While teaching and coaching, Lisa earned a Master's in Science of Community College Mathematics from the University of Central Oklahoma. While at Bethany, Lisa has held many positions, including her latest endeavor as Assistant Athletic Director. Yesterday, Lisa completed her 31st year as a Bethany Bronco teacher. Ms. Tackett wants everyone to know that her favorite duty is being the senior class sponsor, a position she's held since 1994. And now, please welcome our speakers.
Good evening. Over the years, I have had many students ask me, who is your most successful former student? I know they want to hear about the doctors, lawyers, actors, and VIPs who once sat in the desks that they now occupy. But I always answer the question, my definition of success may be different than yours. To me, to be successful means answering yes to the following questions. Are you happy? And are you making the world a better place? Class of 2021, I want you to be successful. I want you to be able to answer yes to both of those questions. So here are a few things that I have learned over the past 43 years about happiness and changing the world for the better. One element of happiness is gratitude. In his 1997 Lifetime Achievement Award acceptance speech, Fred Rogers invited the audience to do what I'm going to ask you to do now. Close your eyes and take 10 seconds to think about the people who loved you and helped you become who you are. I'll keep time. Open your eyes. I'm sure a myriad of people go through your mind as you participate in this practice. I remember my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Hearn, who left a note on my desk during recess one day that said, "I have seldom had a student like you. You could be the first female president." I am forever grateful for her encouragement and belief in me. I encourage you to practice this often and be grateful for those who have helped you on your journey. Another element of happiness is avoiding comparison. In our media oversaturated culture, we are bombarded with images and lives of others. However, comparison is the thief of joy. There will always be someone who is smarter, more accomplished, better looking, or at least better at Photoshop. Even as a teacher, I have looked at other teachers who have written books or have entire YouTube channels with thousands of subscribers and thought, what have I done with my life? But then I get an email from a former student asking me for feedback on his entrance essay to medical school. And I realize I have done exactly what I was supposed to do. Don't yearn for things simply because other people have them. Because here's the secret. Perfection is an illusion. There will always be another goal, a bigger house, a better car. If you chase those things looking for perfection, you will never be satisfied. There's no perfect career, house, relationship, or journey. I just talked to a former student whose husband, who is also a former student, has gone back to school in his 30s to become a teacher. You don't have to follow anyone else's timeline. A third element of happiness is facing your demons rather than running from them. Face your fears, your insecurities, your shortcomings, and your trauma. Avoiding them and filling your life with things designed to help you escape will keep you running forever. Find a good support system, a therapist, a trusted friend, and deal with those issues. Make peace with your brokenness. After running from my own perfectionistic tendencies for decades, I found myself anxious, frustrated, and unable to sleep. So I sought out a good therapist and started a journey toward healing. Don't wait 40 years like I did to deal with your issues. Because if you learn to accept yourself, it will be much easier to love and accept others. They aren't perfect either. Relationships with romantic partners, family, friends, and even colleagues are inherently messy because we are imperfect. Learn to give and accept forgiveness. There is infinite power in the words, "I am sorry," and "I accept your apology." It is after these words that I have helped the closest connections to my loved ones. Giving of yourself is the ultimate element of happiness, which brings me to making the world a better place. Some of you will have careers designed to help others in the military, as teachers, nurses, doctors, counselors. Helping people is at the heart of improving the world, but you don't have to choose a helping profession to impact people's lives. A few years ago, a former student met me for coffee because she wanted advice about what to do after college. She had a deep desire to make the world a better place, but struggled with her choice of major because she didn't think being a graphic designer would help change the world. I told her what I'm going to tell you. You are not your job. You are not your career. Making the world a better place does not begin and end with your career. It's in the million little decisions and interactions you have every day. Changing the world is as easy as an encouraging word to a struggling friend, doing your job well so your colleagues don't have to pick up your slack, mowing your elderly neighbor's lawn. It's surprising your teacher with a birthday present of a car freshener for her new car and a gift card to her favorite sandwich shop. It's daring to love the unlovable, protecting the vulnerable, and standing up for the oppressed. It's treating everyone with dignity and respect simply because they are human beings, even if they were in a lower position than you, and even when they have wronged you. It is always being teachable by thinking before you speak and reading before you think. It's being humble and empathetic by listening to understand rather than simply listening to reply. It's changing your mind when presented with new information and doing better when you know better. When faced with being right or being kind, it's choosing to be kind. It's teaching your children those same values, not always through words, but in the way you treat the waiter when your order is wrong. Making the world a better place does not involve grand gestures. The moments that move the world are small, everyday actions of people everywhere. So to answer the original question, who are my most successful former students? Well, there's the music teacher at Scheidler Elementary who tirelessly advocates for her students, the husband and father of 3 biological children who still made room in his home for 4 adopted children, the PhD student who is pursuing her passion for medieval studies, the artist who paints houses by day and creates incredible furniture and resin pieces by night, the lawyer who uses her skills to advocate for the less fortunate, the entrepreneurs who are providing jobs, the kind souls at the checkout counter, the urban planners working to make our cities better, the pastors, counselors, teachers, but it's also the countless who have wrestled with mental health issues and not given up, the ones who have battled addiction and stayed sober, the ones who have broken free of abusive cycles and relationships. These people are success stories, and I want you to be a success story. So pursue happiness and then share it with the world.
Class of 2021 and your guest, it is an honor to be selected as one of the commencement speakers. But let me tell you, it is way out of my comfort zone. Then I thought, look, I have a captive audience and some students for just a few more minutes. And you know I can teach a lot of math in just about 5 minutes. So if you'll take out some notes, maybe even your phone to use as a calculator, we can get going. But then I thought, oh no. I may never be remembered as a good commencement speaker, but I'm not going to be remembered as the worst for making you do math on graduation day. All right, the comedian Jon Stewart shared this. The unfortunate, yet truly exciting thing about your life is that there is no core curriculum. The entire place is an elective. So, I'm going to try not to be a core teacher today, but be an elective teacher, and I'm going to tell a story, because that's about the second best thing I do after teaching math. All right, so for this story, we have to take us back long before you guys were born, to September or October of 1988. And you have to imagine, it's a true story. 21, 22-year-old me, depending on where that is, because my birthday's in September. And you have to know that version of me is nothing like the version standing in front of you now. I was quiet. I never spoke up at faculty meetings. I don't even know if I had an opinion, but I never shared it. I just sat around and listened. In my classroom, I taught, but the rest of the time, no, I would let the other faculty members speak and those things. Well, then in one class, the only other new hire that year was an English teacher, and he was not a rookie like me. He was a seasoned teacher, and he knew what he was doing. And I had an advanced math class that came across the hall from his room. And at first, when they came across the hall, they would say, oh, I don't like him. He's hard. I've always made A's. He's not giving me an A. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just terrible and all this. And I thought, well, maybe I'm not going to get fired because there's somebody they don't like more than me. But a couple weeks into school, that changed. All of a sudden, they didn't shoot across the hall to my room. I thought, where are they? Oh, they were still listening to him. They were engaged in his going over the novel. Even when they would come into my class, I could hardly teach math because they were still critiquing each other's writing or talking about literary devices, which I'm not even sure what those are. I probably learned more English that year just listening to them talk. And then all of a sudden I thought, I want to be him. I want my classroom to be like that. But when we would stand out in the hall, sometimes he would kind of nod at me. That was about the only acknowledgement I got. But one time, they were all gone on a field trip, and I think he said something like, well, they're not here. We're just standing out here in the hall. So I got all sweaty palmed and nervous, and I decided I was going to tell him what I wanted. I said, Mr. Ladd, I want to be just like you. Now, we have to envision him. He was older, he had a beard. I kind of thought that he probably went home and put on his reading jacket and was smoking a pipe while reading Shakespeare all evening, and he was very intellectual and stuff like that. He pulls his glasses down and looks over the edge of them, which I've been perfecting since I had to wear these the last couple of years, and that's not the look you want. And he says, listen, Tackett, you can never be me. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, I should have talked. I should have never talked. I wanted to be Homer Simpson sliding in that meme back into the hedge. Concrete walls are not like that in schools. I'm thinking, where is my doorway? Please, bell ring. Just let me know. I'm trying to figure out what to say. And then he shared the best advice I have ever received in my life. He said, you cannot be me because you're not me. You're Lisa Tackett. And you can only be the best version of you. And that is a journey that you lead throughout your life, looking to get better each and every day. And some days you fail and you go backwards, but then you get up and you go again. And you just work on making yourself not only a better teacher, a better friend, a better family member, a better person. And he said, and you have to remember, you're not looking at the 22-year-old version of Chuck Ladd. You're looking at a work in progress that I still work on every day to get better. And he said, but you didn't get to see what I started at. And so I probably mumbled some kind of thank you as the bell was ringing. I was headed back to my room, and he said, Lisa, I actually had a first name there, since nobody really knows it here. And he says, hey kid, you're going to be okay. And I know this because you're already asking the questions of what to do. I tell this story for a few reasons. One, I didn't have to memorize a bunch of stuff because it actually happened to me, and I still remember it. I can tell you where I'm standing. But two, the best advice you may receive may not come from someone you're expecting it to come from. We did not become best of friends. He still just kind of nodded at me in the morning. I think he might have thought a little bit more of me, but maybe not. Two, seek your advice from wise people. I was smart enough to look around and know that he was wise and that he was going to share, well, I was hoping he was going to tell me how to be him, but he told me other things. But it was still advice that I have learned from. Three, his advice was very good for me. It shaped me. Occasionally, I will think of him now when I realize the bell has rang and no one has moved, and they're still listening to what I am doing. I also did something I should have done a long time ago. I Googled him the other day. He's still teaching. He must not have been as old as I thought he was, because I'm the old one now. And I found him. I sent him a thank you I should have sent a long, long time ago for the influence he had on my life. And he responded with such kind words to me. And the final thing is, class of 2021, you're already good people. I know that. I have spent time with you. But I challenge you to seek to be an even better version of yourself. Don't let other people change you, and let other people fix themselves. You just work on you each and every day. Spending the past 4 years with you has been an honor and a privilege. We hope that you are not a stranger, that you come back if you need some help, and you come back and tell us what great things you're doing. On behalf of myself and the faculty, you are loved, you will be missed, and you are forever a Bronco.
At this time, we would like to recognize 32 members of the Bethany High School 2021 senior class for their academic excellence. Tonight, we would like to honor these graduates by having them come forward and be recognized by Mr. Drew Eichelberger, Superintendent of Schools. The first 19 students are being recognized for earning the Achievement of Honor Graduate. These students have a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 or higher for their 4 years of high school. The Bethany High School 2021 honor graduates are Haley Grace Bands, Kaylee McKenna Belknap, Jenna Ray Cobb, Adelisa De Lara, Kobe Lane Heath, Kaylin Reese King, Lazarus James Larson, Owen Thomas Marsh, Samantha Grace Miller, Alex Matthew Millspaw, Jaden Elizabeth Mobley, Reese Michelle Mulford, Rachel Madison Pravette, Alejandro Reyes, Brooke Ann Saylor, Carson Zachary Shirola, Reese Daniel Smith, Harper Kate Stevens, Peyton John Tolley, the next graduate is an Oklahoma academic scholar. To receive this honor, a student has to meet requirements set forth by the State Board of Education in compliance with legislation. First, a student must earn a minimum 3.7 grade point average or be ranked in the top 10% of the graduating class. Second, a student must have taken a specific, rigorous curriculum which exceeds minimum graduation requirements. Finally, a student must earn a minimum composite score of 27 on the ACT or an equivalent score on the SAT. Brian Matthew Lance. The following 11 members of the class of 2021 are Bethany High School honor graduates and are also Oklahoma academic scholars. David Castillo, Yasmin Denfor, Molly Beth Doris, Everardo Hernandez, Brandon Thomas Kuntz, Andrew Jacob Ratterman. Ian Scott Walsh. Hope Elizabeth Williams. Zachary James Wright. Zane William Wright. Abigail Faye Yates. Our next honor graduate is also an Oklahoma academic scholar, as well as achieving a status of an academic all-stater. Joey Daniel Morales. To be an academic all-stater, a student must meet the following requirements. First, they must have an ACT score of 30 or higher, or be a national merit semifinalist. Second, achieved academic excellence at the student's home high school. Number 3, been involved in extracurricular activities, and finally, number 4, be involved in the community activities. Being an Oklahoma Academic All-State member is the highest academic award for a student given by the State Department of Education. Congratulations to all of our honor graduates. Thank you.
The senior class of 2021 is to be commended for its many accomplishments. This class has contributed to the academic and social atmosphere of our school. At this time, I would like to recognize our seniors who are the first to graduate from high school in their family. Would you please stand? That is an impressive accomplishment. Mr. Eichelberger, this class has met or will soon meet all the requirements for graduation required by the State Board of Education and Oklahoma and our local school board. It is my privilege and honor to recommend the class of 2021 for graduation.
Contingent upon the completion of, good Lord, I wish I had my glasses at this moment. He said, no, you don't have to speak anymore. Let's try it again. Contingent upon the completion of requirements, I declare the class of 2021 be certified for graduation from Bethany High School.
All right, here we go. Haley Grace Bands. Kaylee McKenna Belknap. David Castillo. Jenna Ray Cobb. Adelisa Delara. Yasmin Denfor. Molly Beth Doris. Kobe Lane Heath. Everardo Hernandez. Kaylin Reese King. Brandon Thomas Kuntz. Lazarus James Larson. Owen Thomas Marsh. Samantha Grace Miller. Alex Matthew Millspaw. Jaden Elizabeth Mobley. Joey Danielle Morales. Reese Michelle Mulford. Rachel Madison Prevette. Andrew Jacob Ratterman. Alejandro Miguel Riaz. Brooke Ann Saylor. Carson Zachary Sharola. Reese Daniel Smith. Harper Kate Stevens. Peyton John Tully. Ian Scott Walsh. Hope Elizabeth Williams. Zachary James Wright. Zane William Wright. Abigail Faye Yates. Grayson Scott Adams. Julianne Michelle Almanza. Madison Riley Anderson. Aisley Paige Baker. Levi John Wesley Barker. Heston Marie Barnes. Jalen Dean Beaver. Jaden Kai Bratcher. Morgan Elizabeth Brooks. Carissa Rochelle Burns. Kylie Grace Bussert. Tanner Lawrence Campbell. Isaiah Thomas Carpenter. Taylor Ann Castles. Estelle Elizabeth Clark. Chance Williams Collins. Colt Jackson Creamer. Bryce Edward Cross. Morgan Riley Dollarhide. Braven Dakota Eads. Keaton Boyce Fouts. Calvin Neal Freeman. Jose Alberto Gallegos. Tyler James Garner. Demi Fallon Gibson. Dalen Charles Gomez. Juan Diego Gonzalez. Jack Caden Griffin. Eduardo Guerrero. Caleb Samuel Guy. Clay Alex Shane Harlow. Connor Joe Hayes. Miranda Emily Hayes. Jackson Connor Heffron. Austin Travis Helgerson. Toby Don Henderson Anderson. Gregorio Jr. Hernandez. Jessica Hernandez. Larissa May Herndon. Jessica Joy Hoyle. Dylan Christian Houston. Unable to be with us tonight, Hudson Heath Howard. Brendan David Huey. Brendan Skylar Irvin. Trinity Faith Irvin. Jesse Nicole James. Casey Logan James. Caitlin Maria Jennings. Christopher Michael Kinnaid. Brian Matthew Lance. Garrett Michael Lawrence. Marley Paige Lehman. Jaime Gael Macias. Corina Nicole Madison. Jared Wilson Malaska. Benjamin Donald Martin. Erlinda Daniela Mendez Marquez. Chloe Grace Montez. Mary Grace Moraz. Devin Nathaniel Muniz. Emily Elizabeth Myers. Benjamin Jacob David Nelson. Luke Austin O'Neill. Riley Garrett Osborne. Morgan Taylor Parker. Asher Mark Peck. Harley Christine Peck. David Pickering III. Cody Jean Poncho. Emma Christian Quadawkins. Antonio de Jesus Ramos. Daniel Alejandro Ramos. Addison Lauren Ray. Reese Nicole Rhodes. Braxton Reynolds Roberts. David Rojas Lopez. Margarita Rojas Lopez. Mariana Romo Lopez. Damian James Rusa. Faith Elizabeth Ross. Corey Michael Showenoff. Gracie Nicole Shetley. Michael Will Snyder. Luke Thomas Spear. Gideon Lee Steeman. Isaiah Hooper Stowe. Nolia Ann Sweat. Sean Tong. Edith Tavazan. Ashton Walker Taylor. Jessie Alexandra Thomas. Kia Lene Trent Frazier. Caitlin Elizabeth Vess. Isabella Grace Warner. Haley Nicole West. Kellen Aaron Westmoreland. Samuel Allen Wheatley. Gabriel Matthew Williams. Victoria Grace Williams Gilby. Reese Mackenzie Witten. Last but not least, Kyle Frederick Zielinski. I gotta follow that act. Let's give them a little bit of time just to catch up on the pictures, and we'll get everybody back seated, and we're almost there, 2021. Bethany High School Class of 2021, you have been a part of many milestones at BHS, including successes in academics and extracurricular activities. As your principal, I'm extremely proud to have watched you overcome so much adversity in your senior year. I have watched you work and study, practice and play, grow mentally as well as physically, and now you are here, ready to begin a new phase of your life. Whatever course your future takes, it is my sincere hope that you will look back on your years at Bethany High School as having prepared you to meet and deal with the challenges that life will present. Always remember to find your passion and persevere. On behalf of myself and the faculty and the staff of Bethany High School, I want to tell you congratulations and the best of luck. I want to remind the audience that we ask you to please remain seated until all of the graduates have exited, so we can all view the graduates as they leave. We would greatly appreciate as well if you would please help us leave the facility in the same condition we entered it by picking up all programs, trash, or any other articles and take them with you as you leave. And remember, we invite you to join us in our designated gathering area outside the FLC for a brief time of pictures and fellowship. Graduates, would you please stand? Please turn and face the audience. As a symbol of your graduation from Bethany High School, you may now move your tassel to the left. Seniors, please turn and face the stage. The class of 2021 will now sing the Alma Mater, directed by Steve Van Bielich, followed by the recessional. You may follow along. The words are printed on the back of your programs. And again, thank you all for making this a special night for these graduates of 2021.